How's it going? This is Luis Torres. This is a market report for those individuals that are looking to invest in real estate properties. Of course, those that are looking to purchase a home that is at a certain price range that can get them a good, let's say, a return on their investment monthly. We call that cash flow, or renting out properties, buy and hold. Or those who are looking for properties to flip. Now, this property is not going to talk about how to flip or how to locate properties. What I'm going to do here is actually take in the real-time results that are happening right now here in the real estate market where I locally serve, so that I can have a better understanding, and you can have a better understanding as well, of what the market conditions are like, how many buyers are out there, what are the prices of homes right now, how many, let's say if the prices have gone up or down. Like, this is the kind of information that you need if you're going to be out here investing in properties, okay? Like I said, I'm a realtor here in the Chicagoland area, but more specifically, I'm laser focused on this particular area to help all of these investors in this particular place that are so many, I can't even count with my own hands of how many investors are here in the area looking for property. So this video is for you, okay? Again, I do this kind of work every month as far as bringing up monthly updates. Every single place, every single market here in real estate is different. There is a buyer that is out there in the market that is looking for homes that are around 300K or less, or looking for homes that are 90K or less, looking for homes that are 400K or above, right? It just doesn't matter. Not every single buyer is exactly the same. There could be a buyer that's looking for a high-end new construction home, and there could be another buyer that's looking for a fix and flip that is just out here doing this kind of work. Same way as you go out to a store, let's say grocery shopping, there's higher end stores, there's middle, and then there's lower end as far as price goes. And not everyone shops at the same store. So in real estate, not everyone shops in the same store, which is the price range. So what we're going to do in this video is focus on those properties that are at $299, $999 or less, right? That is, again, 300K or less, and see what those numbers look like, okay? So that's the price ranges that I have here, and obviously we're going to compare that with 300K or above, just so I can have some sort of context and reference as far as the Aurora area goes. And we're going to compare that with a local market nearby, just to kind of get an idea of how we're stacking up against a local market, which is here in Naperville as well, here in the Aurora Naperville area, western suburbs of Chicago, okay? So the big three questions that people are always asking is this. And first of all, I want to let you know that, look, my name is Luis Torres. I'm a realtor here in the Chicagoland area. If you like this kind of content, obviously like and subscribe. You know how to do the rest, right? We're going to talk about how to differentiate what is happening in the market and use that information to better, inform you of what's happening here. Okay, big questions people are always asking, again, is how's the real estate market? Well, it depends. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you are trying to, let's say, invest in a property, okay, this is how the market is. If you're trying to sell, okay, the kind of feedback we give you, let's say, will be different. If you're looking to buy, then the feedback I give you would be different for you as well. It's different for everybody, right? So whenever someone asks me, how's the real estate market? I always follow up immediately with asking, well, it depends on what you're trying to do. So here, again, it's an investor who's looking to purchase a home. The three big questions that we usually ask as far as the health of the real estate market is this. Number one, what are the prices of homes? Number two, what's the inventory looking like? And number three, what's the buyer demand looking like? Because I usually see that those big factors are what drives the real estate market and leads to decisions based on what obviously the market is doing. And on top of that too, we know that properties themselves are specific. They're very, very very specific as to what they can provide. So that's another service that I also help my clients out here, is to determine whether or not a particular property is a good fit for them as far as real estate investment goes. And we, figure out what the rehab costs would look like, etc. And I also go to properties to do specific video tours of it, so that I can show them it, just so that they don't waste time. They don't waste time going to a home that isn't going to profit them. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the statistics right here and right now. Okay. So as far as the question number one is, how's the prices of homes? Let's start there. Prices of homes. All right, so we're looking down here at the sales price, the median versus the average. And on top of that too, what I'm going to do is not give you the monthly rolling. What I'm actually going to do is give you just the raw data here, the jagged shark teeth of statistics. All right, so first, let's start with the average sale price, right? What is the average sale price here in Aurora in this particular market of 300 or less? The answer is $243,000. is the average, okay? Compare that to Naperville, it's around 224, which is 9% less than last year. Again, compared to last year, prices in Aurora were pretty much the same. In fact, let me kind of give you, see if I can remove this and just focus on Aurora statistics, okay? Kind of take away Naperville just for now, okay? Probably bring it back later, we'll see. All right, so May ended up at 243. Last year in May, we were at 238. Okay, that's the average price, taking into account the highest and the lowest together, and we're blending all of that in together. But now let's take a more conservative approach. Let's look at the median number. That's the more conservative, more middle, more safer number. How are the prices in this particular market for the investor who's looking to purchase a home, 300K or less? The answer is 250,999, right? So 251 average, 250. Are those numbers going up? Are they going down? The answer is, again, that prices are still going up and up and up, right? Little by little, creeping up a little bit. Again, if you look at last year's numbers here in May of 2024, we did see that prices were at 245, and now we're at 250. So prices have gone up a year ago. If you go back another year before that, in 2023, we'll see that in May, we did see prices at 244. So 244, 245, and then 250. So we did see a spike of 2.3% here in as far as prices go here in the Aurora area when it comes to those that are looking to buy in this particular market, which is 300K or less. Okay, so how are prices? The answer to the question again is they've gone up a little bit from 245 to 250. Okay, do we see a trend moving forward? Do we see a spike in prices? Well, again, if you look at the last 5 years, here we've seen the prices continually go on an upward trajectory, and as long as demand itself is keeping those prices up, demand is up, it's going to continue to keep those prices at the elevated level. We don't see any huge spike about to go down. We've been saying that for months and months, and we just continue to see that work going here. Okay, so for those who are fearful that prices are going to crash, I don't know where they get the information from, but according to the statistics here, we've been seeing prices going up. Now you say here, well, look, they go up and down, up and down, up and down. Again, that's a shark teeth. That's a monthly data. But if you take a look at the statistics when it comes to the rolling 12 months, which basically takes the month of May and it rolls it in or smooths it out with the previous 11 months, you see still this upward trajectory here, okay? You say, well, it's kind of plateaued here, so that means it's going to go down. It's not the first time we've seen a plateau, right? Back here in March of 2024, and April, May, we did see a plateau, which was last year, but then we did see prices go up again in October, so that's what we tend to see here. Prices do go up in the cold weather months as of the last couple of years, okay? So that's just the state of affairs. Prices have gone up a little bit here with the homes for sale. Now, the next question that we're gonna ask is number 2, what's the inventory like? That's a big question as well. If there's a lower inventory, that means that the buyers that exist in the market are going to ferociously go after them. We're going to see more multiple bid war situations. And is that what we're seeing? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at homes for sale. All right, homes for sale here in this particular market that is 300K or less. You can already tell here that 5 years we've been just lower. It's the valley. It's just low numbers. And we've been at this low point for some time already. And we don't see a spike in inventory. And we just are at low numbers. As a matter of fact, properties at... let's take a look here at let me just take a look at the monthly. Properties that are 90, well, it says here 93 homes for sale here that are, available for sale here. Now, I'm not taking into account closed sales. I'm just taking into account the homes that were on the market, okay? On the market. And then as far as the month's supply goes, here we go. We're going to take a look at that. It's at 0.7 months supply. So again, extremely low numbers. We're talking about, you see here 2.5, that's around 3 even here. We needed to go up to 6 months for it to be a balanced market. But again, we've been at very low numbers, so we are going to continue to see numbers stay at that number. And what is this? It's a seller's market. It is. It's not a buyer's market. Sometimes you see shows like $1 Million Listing where we do encounter a buyer's market, where inventory was just so much and buyers were so little. That's what we see, sellers doing XYZ, providing home warranties or just bending over backwards, fixing, painting, doing all left and right in order for the buyer to be wooed. But now it's reversed, right? Now it's a seller's market, which means that it is a market where the seller holds the cards, they have the inventory, and buyers are obviously more than the inventory that it is. All right, that's what we see right now. Okay, so as far as properties go here, the inventory is at low numbers, low levels. Okay, so again, because of that situation, we're going to continue to see prices stay elevated because of the low number. If we had more properties for sale, then we would see a lot more. Now the thing is this: a lot of folks have interest rates that were locked up during the 2020, 2021 time, where we saw record low interest rates at 2.5%, 3%, 4%, right? And still a vast majority of folks, I could just look it up right now, and I've heard it many, many times, where the vast majority of homeowners do have an interest rate that is 5 or better, which is lower than 5. That's a great number. And right now, interest rates, even as of this morning, which is the 2nd of June, we did see national interest rates, according to Mortgage News Daily, at 6.95%. And that's where it's been for the last several, weeks, months even, so we've been hovering around 7% for some time. And there was a little bit of time. In fact, I could kind of look at the numbers here. I don't have it in front of you to show you. But as far as the interest rates go, the last time we were at low numbers, again, I'm just looking here at the map here in the graph with Mortgage News Daily. We're at 2.92 way back Monday, August 30th, 2021. Okay, and ever since that point, we've been at high numbers. High numbers. I mean, not extremely high where it's crazy, but ever since let's say even in 2022, we bounced back to 5 and 6 and then 7, and we've been just hovering around that since 2022. So for the last 5 years almost, I'm sorry, not 5 years, the last 3 years, okay, let's get our math right. We've been at 5, 6, 7% with no way of looking back. I mean, if you look even before the pandemic, interest rates were hovering around 4%, 4.2, 4.5, and it peaked at 4.94 in 2018. But as far as that goes, then we know what happened in 2019, where it was at 3.78, and then 2020 hit, and we know what happened after that. But ever since then, again, we've seen interest rates at 6, 7. So unless people are willing to part ways with that low interest rate because of certain situations that can occur, we're not going to see a spike in inventory. So that's locked in. People are going to be very, very slow to let go of that great mortgage rate that they got in that span of, I want to say, at least 2 years of good interest rate numbers. Okay, so that's just the state of affairs. We're at as far as homes for sale, we're at 93. We're 11% less than we were last year. Last year, if you look at May's numbers, which I'm doing right now, we were at 105 total, and now we're at 93. Okay. So that's just the state of affairs. Now, every single day, I actually look at the market here and I see properties. In fact, right now, what I'm looking at is my multiple listing services. I have a certain list that I have of properties that I've personally scanned and ran numbers for to figure out exactly what is the quality of what's in the market. It's one thing to know what's on the market and see the home and be like, oh, okay, that's the house and that's how much it costs. Cool. But it's another thing to assess it and basically pull it through the filters to determine the quality of the home. Is it a fixer-upper? Is it good for a flip? Is it good for a rent? Is it good for a primary home? Or what is it? How much cash flow does it have? What is the substance of this? Is it a good deal or not? Right? So anyway, I've scanned the market many, many times, and I have over 58 of those properties even right now in my list here. And of those properties, every single day, like I said, I scan it in my area, and I do daily updates in my social media at Luis the Broker. And I've been finding anywhere from 15 properties to about 25 or so any given day, right? Even today, this morning, we were at 24, all right? And of those properties that are 300K or less, all right? And that's what I've been seeing, the trend lately. Like I said, I see 93 here, but honestly, what I'm telling you right now is any given day, we have about 22 average properties available for sale. And even of those properties, just looking at it live right now, what I'm looking at, those properties that are actually decent for cash flow, I only see, let's see, I was filtering it. I've seen some that are 500 cash flow, 400 cash flow in the market. But now, probably available right now is 1, 2, 3. And that's pretty much it. Just 3 properties that are decent cash flow enough. Not a huge steal, but enough for someone to consider it and maybe find a way to make money. Anyway, so that's the second question. Again, they ask you, what's the market? Well, prices, they've gone up a little bit, right? They've gone up about, 2.9% it was, from 245 to 250. Okay, that's the answer to that question. All right. And how's the inventory? Again, the inventory is low. Okay, we've seen numbers that are low right here. All right, but we're staying 11% less than last year. Again, last year we were at around 105 and now we're at 93 homes, according to the statistics here on InfoSparks. But as far as I know, properties available right now in the market, we're at about 23 properties only available in the general area here for sale. And finally, the question that we're wondering is, what are the buyers doing? What are the buyers feeling? I mean, are they flooding the market? Last time I checked, the last time I did a video just like this, I noticed that there were about 15 buyers per listing. Okay, so there are 15 buyers per listing. Because of that, then we do see that happening. And even folks here in my office, when I ask them, hey, how many people have shown up to this property? I've seen about the same, 15 showings average per listing. Okay, so according to that, that's what we're seeing. Now, with the most recent data, it's looking like, again, compared to last month, April, we were at 11.5. Again, let me just kind of give you the numbers here, okay? So we're looking here at this spot right here as far as shows per listing, right? These are bona fide, pre-approved buyers with their agents going to go see this house. It's not counting others that are not working with agents, not registered with showing time, etc., right? It's just those here that are making it official, who are going to these homes. All right, so of these bona fide buyers, you could say, in January it was 11.4, 12.8, 13.8, 11.5, and even less 11.3. So we're kind of still with the same April numbers as before. But if you compare it to a year ago, okay, a year ago in May, we were actually at 13.7, which, the number here says minus 17%, with 17% less buyers looking at homes. Okay, so be it, right? But at the same time, the reason why I said 15 before and now 11, because again, we're looking at a different market. Before, we were looking at the entire area and entire numbers. But now that we're looking at this specific market here, for those that are 300K or less, those properties, that's what we see, about 11 shows per listing, which is not that bad, to be honest with you. It's not bad. 11 showings per listing is still not bad. We've seen worse numbers. Even in November, we had only 8.3, okay? So 11.3, that's still not bad. And even of those, you can still see 1 or 2, offers come in, especially if it's a property that is good, okay? And as far as market time goes, this also gives you an idea of how hot the market is. Okay, if homes are being priced properly in the right location, okay, they can sell very quickly, okay? And I have seen that. In fact, in the market with this particular market, you could say, again, 300K or less, we do see homes coming off the shelves really, literally within 7 days, they get an offer. If a property lasts longer than 7 days or whatever, 10 days even, that makes you wonder, hey, is there something wrong with the property? Is there something going on? Because usually a home that is in high demand, like it is here in the market, shouldn't last that long, okay? And even these properties that I've seen here, I mean, when I locate a good deal here, I can see it almost within a couple of days, it's already off the market. So that's what I do here as a realtor. Not only do I know what's happening in the market, but as soon as I see it, as soon as I see a property, for example, here I have it in my front of my computer. 2 minutes ago, a property shows up, right away, I'm scanning it, I'm doing the digits, and if it's a good deal, we go out and see it. Why? Because I want to be the first one to show you the property, right? To see it, because if it is not analyzed with time and with everything else that an investor would do, then you're wasting time, and that's where things can fall off track for you. Anyway, so that's the real estate market report here. I try to make it as fast as possible, but you know what? It was 19 minutes or so. I hope that you took some good information out of this. Hopefully this helps you when you are analyzing the market here and seeing if there's a good deal out here. If you want more information or you want me to scan a property for your own purposes, you want a property that you are interested in, you want me to go do a video tour for it, let me know. And I would love to help you out with that kind of information. Okay, so with that said, thank you so much for watching this. Again, like and subscribe, you know the deal. And until next time, have yourself a great day and we'll get in touch in the future. Take care. Bye.